Welcome to Paddlesports, a fishing podcast of all things kayak fishing. We're your hosts are a bunch of long-time fishermen who decided to get in the kayak fishing world, and guess what? They're taking you along for the ride. So buckle in and welcome to Paddlesports.
Hello and welcome back to the Paddle and Fin podcast. I'm Brian, and tonight, you guys, we are bringing you a bonus episode. We got none other than Average Dave Outdoors, Mr. David Brooke. He's a member of the Ketch Team, floats out of a new canoe, is crushing it in the tournament scene, and he's doing some pretty cool stuff, which we'll get into. So, David, welcome to the show.
Oh, thanks for having me, man.
Oh, David, Dave, which do you prefer? Let's.
You know what? I go by everything. It depends if my wife calls me David nonstop, and everybody else calls me Dave. So I roll with it, man.
Yeah, I hear you. I mean, I go by many names. A lot of them I can't say on here, but we'll leave it at that. So,
well, when I came up with the Average Dave Outdoors thing, it was. It turns out there's more Daves in the U.S. than there are the average Joes.
Yeah.
And that's how the whole name came about originally.
I dig it, man. Very cool. Well, let's. So we always ask everybody, man, how'd you get into kayak fishing or fishing in general?
Well, I started fishing. Oh man, I was before the age of 10 years old. I was trout fishing with my grandpa. I grew up in Jersey.
Oh, nice.
And we fished out there, and then I ended up moving down south and started fishing for bass. Then after a brief stint in the military, I moved up here to Illinois, where it's so cold in the winter I don't know what to do with myself.
Yeah. Go ice
fishing. And I started fishing out of a boat up here.
Okay.
About 2009? So 2017, I know Chris, I'm going to mispronounce his name. I do it all the time. Sorry, Chris. Sloriski.
Okay.
And then Alan, and then Tony. I met all those guys through Bent Rods Bass Club, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna try kayak fishing. So we were doing a swap meet one day, and me and the wife took a bunch of tackle up there, and I said, you know what, if I sell $300 worth of stuff today, I'm gonna go buy a kayak.
Nice.
And I sold $300 worth of stuff.
How cool!
So we went to Dick's Sporting Goods, bought a $250 lifetime kayak, and I started fishing out of it. Then I tried Midwest Bass Battles when there was a 3-fish limit with Kayak Bass League, and I went out to Mazonia right here by my house, and in 3 hours I put up a 60-inch average.
Oh, wow.
And ended up winning that month.
That's crazy.
Out of a $250 kayak.
That's crazy, man. So I know I mentioned you're on the Ketch Team, and it sounds like you and Dusty have a very similar story, man. I know when I originally talked to him on the podcast, it's almost a year now. He talked about how he was all intimidated when I think he went out to an MKT tournament, and had a cheap little kayak, and he saw these guys in Hobies and Jacksons and new canoes and things like that, and then he ended up crushing it, man, which is cool.
It was the first time I took that kayak to a regular tournament with other people. I was like, wow, it was really intimidating, but I just wanted to fish.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, I've been bass fishing out of boats for years. I left the best boat tournament scene to do this.
I dig it.
And I have a lot more fun. This is a completely different community.
Yeah, I totally agree with that, man.
In the morning, you're all at the ramp. You're having a good time. At the end of the day, you're doing the same thing. You guys are just all, shooting the crap and having fun.
Absolutely. So was there any particular reason why you got out of the bass boat scene? Or are you still doing both? Or
the only time you really catch me in a boat is I coach the local high school fishing team.
Oh, that's cool. Right on.
And that's about the only time you catch me in a boat anymore. Actually, when I take the kids out, it takes me a minute to get used to my bearings, being back on a boat again.
Yeah.
I mean, it's great going 60 miles an hour down the lake.
Right.
But I enjoy the kayak so much more.
I dig it.
I'm sitting here at the house now. I've got 4 new canoes sitting right here, right now. So you could say I got into it pretty hard, pretty fast.
That's good. I would say so, man. 4 new canoes. I know I've seen multiple pictures of your trailer loaded up with, 3 different models of new canoes. And that's one thing I will say, man. I know, and I'm saying this publicly, I apologize, Alan Wiedemeyer. I did not participate like I said I would in KBL tournaments this year, but, I saw, in the group chat, you were always, hey, if anybody wants to try a new canoe, man, let me know. I'll throw it on the trailer. I'll have it there for you and things like that, man.
I'm always willing. And then, like, these tournaments where we travel a couple hours, my trailer tows better with 2 kayaks on it than it does 1. So even this weekend, we just had the KBL championship. I took my Flint with me just in case anybody wanted to try one.
That's cool. That's definitely cool. Did Titus paddle that by chance? Shout out Titus Dominguez.
No, he did not. Titus was focused on fishing this weekend.
Yeah,
it was a rough weekend for some of us, and some of us had a really good weekend. I was not one of those guys.
Yeah, I hear you, man. No, I know he's been wanting to paddle that boat around a little bit, so him and I had a conversation about that. So I was curious, but no, man, I dig it. So what kind of steered you into getting into new canoes?
It was funny. So after I had that Dick's Sporting Goods kayak for a while, I ended up picking up a Malibu Stealth, a 14-footer.
Okay.
And actually, one of the guys that fishes Bent rods with me, Casey, he owns that kayak now.
Oh, nice.
And I paddled out of it for the rest of the year. And I really wanted something where I can sit up a little higher. I've had 3 knee surgeries.
Yeah.
So sitting all the way down, trying to stand up all the time, it wasn't working for me.
I hear you, man.
So Alan really suggested this pursuit, and then at the Schaumburg show, late 2017, early 18, I checked one out. I decided, you know what, I was getting one.
Nice.
And then I have no complaints on it. It's the complete open layout on these kayaks. You can do anything you want.
Yeah, that's the one thing about...
I like the fact I can do that.
Yeah, no, that's the nice thing about New Canoe, man. You got like a blank canvas, and you can customize it to get it to exactly what you want. I know that's like their huge selling point, man. And kudos for New Canoe, man. I mean, if you look back to the original New Canoe design, there's been some changes to it, but as far as like the open deck concept, they've always kept that, and I think that's what keeps their customers coming back for more, man. I definitely dig it.
It makes it great. I mean, I know. I don't know if you've seen. I've made some major upgrades in the past month on mine. I did. New motor guide trolling motor, right? Yeah, I took a nice check from a kayak bass fishing trail series event, and I took all that money. I threw it right back in the kayak, and I put a motor guide XI3 on the front with the pinpoint GPS. Nice. And actually, Friday night I added a Dakota Lithium 170 amp hour to the back.
Holy smokes!
I could run days on this thing.
I bet. 170 amp hours, yeah. So welcome back to the bass boat world.
Well, when I first put a trolling motor on my Pursuit, I put a regular lead acid battery back there. Yeah. And this 170 amp hours still weighs less than the lead acid battery that I put on there. Oh, I believe it, man. Beginning of the season, I was running my Bonafide SS127 with a lead acid behind the seat, man, and it was just like, that was the worst. I mean, the weight of those lead acid batteries compared to a lithium is just crazy. Ridiculous. Yeah. I mean, you're going to pay for it in price, but like I put that XI3 on the front and I put the Dakota Lithium in the back, and it evens out great. That's awesome. So like yesterday morning, we take off, I think we took off, I want to say 6:20 yesterday morning. Okay. And lines in was 6:45. Well, I was at my starting point in 5 minutes, so I literally hit the anchor button, unlocked my seat, laid back on my crate, and took a nap for 20 minutes. And while I'm laying there, I can hear the motor just adjusting just a little bit here and there to keep me on spot. Right. But then when it was almost time to go, I sit up, and I'm sitting right where I wanted to be. That's awesome. That's what I call fishing. I tell you what, I mean, yeah. I don't mind spending the money.
Sure.
when I have to get something that makes me more comfortable doing what I love.
Yeah, no, absolutely, man. Absolutely. I mean, that's such a huge thing. Not only the ease of getting to your spots, being able to stay on them in windy conditions, things like that, man. I don't blame you one bit, man.
Yeah, I wish I had this motor all season. I think my whole season would have been different.
I hear you. Right on. Well, let's talk about your season a little bit, man. So, you fished KBL, you fished bent rods, you fished the KBF tournament out there at East West Harbor.
I've fished just about any tournament I can get to.
I dig it. So I know you were high up there in the AOI points standing for KBL. You just had the championship. So where'd you finish up at?
Well, Friday, when before the tournament, I was sitting in second place for Angler of the Year. And actually, I'm sitting here right now waiting for the final results to get posted. I think I was able to manage to stay in top 5.
I dig it, which means you're going to the Crossroads Classic, my man.
I hope so. I had a really tough weekend. Saturday, I scratched the limit. Sunday, I had a lot of issues come up with my vehicle, so I couldn't focus on fishing. And then when I did focus on fishing, I caught the only 3 fish that I caught in 8 minutes.
That's awesome.
It was crazy. I ran into a teef on the water. We talked for a minute, and I said, I'm going to go around this corner. This is where I pre-fished on Friday. And I pulled in this pocket, and I pulled 3 keepers, a 15, a 16, and a 12 and a quarter in 8 minutes.
Nice.
Yeah, I was floored. I have a routine, and it's funny. A lot of guys that fish with me, they figured it out for the past 6-7 years. Every time I catch a keeper, I text my wife 1, 2, 3, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And then once I hit my limit, I just text her, okay, I'm calling, and then I don't text her the rest of the day. And I did it the first time I ever did it. I won a tournament.
That's awesome. So that's like your good luck charm then, huh?
Yeah, and even like where we were on Otter Lake this weekend, I had no service. It probably took her 2 hours to get the text message.
Oh man.
But I stuck with it.
I hear you. Right on.
That was even my when we were at East West Harbor. She was back at the hotel while I was fishing that tournament. And I was texting her, and I guess she was making Facebook posts of what was going on, but she was blocking me so I couldn't see them because she knew that I was on the water. I wasn't even looking at the leaderboard.
Sure.
I went out there, and my goal was, okay, I want to get a limit and finish in the top half.
Yeah.
That's all I wanted.
Heck yeah, man.
And then, I don't know, about 10 o'clock, I start getting text messages from all my friends around the country. I'm like, oh, I must be doing pretty good.
Heck yeah, man. Well, you ended up in 3rd place, going in blind. No pre-fishing, right?
Yeah, no pre-fishing. 132 anglers. I ended up in 3rd. I thought something was going on when at 8 o'clock I get a text from Duke and Vasily, the camera guys, asking me, hey, can you send me a pin where you're at?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think I had 4 at that point, and when I stuck my 5th, I turn around and I see these 2 kayaks coming at me. I was like, oh. Now I know why he was looking for me.
Yeah. Well, and that leads into something else. So they got some video of you out there, and that's going to be a Ketch Outdoors video, right?
Yeah, I can't wait to see it. Somehow I got dubbed the nickname Apache Dave that day.
Yeah.
There was an air show going on apparently.
Okay.
And most of the day there was Apache Black Hawk helicopters doing maneuvers over my head.
Oh, geez.
And I can't wait to see because I know Vasily, our photographer, our videographer, and I'm sure he's got some really good footage of that.
That's awesome. I can't wait to see it, man. We've talked about it on here before, man, what Duke and the whole Ketch team and all these videos coming out, man, they're just awesome. I mean,
it is. It's amazing. Duke had this idea, and we talked about it, I want to say in January, I went down to Bienville for the 10 Invitational.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And the whole way there, he's telling me these plans. I'm thinking, this sounds amazing. I can't wait.
Heck yeah, dude.
And then fishing at the 10 Invitational, he followed me around for 2 days with a camera, just clicking nonstop.
That's awesome.
And at first, I was like, this is annoying as hell.
Yeah.
And then, after a few hours, it was just whatever.
Sure.
So now when they come out, it's just like, okay, Duke knows me. He's fished with me so much that he can anticipate what I'm going to do next.
I gotcha. Okay.
So I'll be working an area, and the guy on the camera will start floating in front of me, and he'll be like, "Hey, back off. Dave's going to start working this like this."
Oh,
and
right
it's
on.
like, okay, he just knows me.
That's cool.
But we spend a lot of time on weekends. We just get together. I'll grab the flint, and he'll grab his little bona fide sit-in, and we'll just go hit the water somewhere and fish.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. That's a conversation Duke and I had. He's like, "Man, I love fishing Mazonia with Dave. It's awesome. There's some great spots down there.
You got to get down here sometime with me."
Yeah, heck yeah, man. I love it.
I'm telling you now, you bring a cart and your legs are going to get a workout.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard some of the spots are a little bit of a trek, but...
There's one lake I go to. It has been dubbed Heart Attack.
Oh, jeez.
I've taken Dusty. I've taken Tony Lamb.
Yeah, yep.
Our buddy Rodney Yak Savage.
Yeah, oh yeah. Shout out to Rodney, man.
Yeah, I was worried about Rodney on a couple. We got to stop about 3 or 4 times for him. When I tell you to pack light, I'm not kidding. Pack light.
I can picture his face right now. Yo, bro. Just, we got to stop right here, man.
The funniest thing is, where we went, he had his stakeout pole, his Yak Tech stakeout pole.
Yeah.
And he forgot it there.
Oh no!
But he never mentioned it to me. Well, a month later, I went back and I texted him and said, "Hey, Rodney," I said, "Did you leave anything at Heart Attack Lake?" He's like, "Bro, I lost my stakeout pole." I said, "Yeah." I said, "It's sitting right here where we launched. I'll bring it to you next time I see you."
Oh, that's too funny. I sold him that stakeout pole at the Chicago Fishing Show.
I'm not gonna lie, I used it all day when I found it.
I would too. Hey, thanks, Rodney. You helped me out catch some fish.
The way the flint is set up, there's 10 scupper holes in a flint.
Yeah, yep.
And I never put I put a plug, the one right in front of me, because I'm notorious for dropping tungsten.
Okay, yep.
And when a tungsten goes down that hole, I just see $1 or $2 go through my head.
Yep, you just see the dollar signs adding up there, man.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's nuts. Yeah, I'd love to get down there, man. I've heard nothing but good things about Mazonia down there. It's an old strip mine lakes, right?
Yeah, they're old strip mines from the Peabody Gravel Company way back in the day.
Okay.
And you can go out there and catch nothing but 12 to 14-inch fish all day, or you'll have a day where you're catching 18 to 21-inch fish.
That's nuts.
Yeah, there's been days out there where me and Duke will look at each other and just like, wow, that was a day.
Heck yeah. I dig it, man. I dig it. So let's talk about that relationship with you and Duke. How did you guys get hooked up together?
So that's funny. So when the Ketch board came out for KBF, the lime green board.
Yep. Okay.
And anybody that knows Dave knows that lime green is my color.
Yep.
So I ordered one, and then he's like, well, I got some blemish boards. So I was like, well, I'm going to order an extra one just in case I need another board.
Sure.
And then we got together one day, and we were talking. And then he found out I coached the high school team. I said, you know what? I said, how about we make my high school team 100% catch? No golden rules allowed or anything like that, just catch. And we hit it off.
That's cool.
Then I came to him, and I was like, I have an idea to help, bring more business. And he's like, well, let's hear it. I said, how about we do a tournament series online, catch boards only?
I love it.
And he jumped on board right away. And last year when I started it with him, it was originally dubbed Slayed in America.
Okay.
So instead of Made in America, it was Slayed in America.
I like it.
And we started it, and there was handicaps depending on what state you lived in. I spent hours every week doing math, trying to come up with the right handicaps based on what everybody else was catching the previous weeks around the country based on the KBF tournaments.
Okay.
And we did that for the whole season, and it got to be so much. We talked about it. We split everything up into regions, and then we decided, you know what, Ketch Photo Release was a lot more catchy.
Yeah, sure. I like the pun.
So we went with that this year, and it's been a blast. Now, granted, we haven't had the audience we wanted from the southern states,
sure,
or the West Coast, but the Midwest, it's been huge. There's our last tournament series of the year is going on right now, and there's guys battling out, just waiting to see who's going to be the angler of the year for their division or catch overall.
That's awesome.
And shout out to my buddy Frank Makovich. He fishes out of a boat.
Yeah.
So Ketch is open to boats, kayaks, belly boats, as long as you're in a vessel on public water.
Okay.
And Frank pulled off a win a couple months ago, first boat ever to win a tournament.
No kidding.
And right now he's sitting in top 3 for Angler of the Year for the Blue Division, which is most of the Midwest.
Okay. And
so I know
Frank is OG fishing, right? Or old guy fishing?
No, that's Frank Masikis.
Okay. All right. I'm confused.
He's also in the top 3 with me.
Okay.
He's battling too. Yeah, Frank Makovich. He's on the board with Bent Rods. He's the tournament director for Bent Rods Bass Club.
Okay.
We've known each other. I think I've been doing Bent Rods for 5, 6, 7 years now. Wow, time does fly.
Yeah, buddy.
Wow, I think my first tournament ever with Bent Rods, I was at Whalen Lake.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and I think at the time Alan Wiedemeyer was fishing from the bank. and won the tournament I was at. I was out in my boat with my daughter, and he came in and won the tournament from the bank.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That was pretty much my introduction to Alan, and then a couple guys with kayaks.
Okay. Very cool, man. Very cool. So, for those that don't know about the Ketch tournaments, you covered, basically any kind of vessel. You could fish it. It's online, monthly onlines. It's online through Tourney X. Okay. And what are the regions looking like? I know you said Midwest.
Yeah, I don't have them in front of me. So the Midwest, like Indiana, Illinois, Wisconsin, Michigan, Minnesota, Iowa, are all in like the Blue Division.
Okay.
Green, I know South Carolina, North Carolina, Tennessee. I'm not sure where Kentucky fell. I have to look. Okay. Kentucky Lake was one of those. If you were in either division, you were allowed to fish Kentucky Lake because of how it spans.
Okay. Yeah.
Then we had divisions with Texas and Florida, and just not a whole lot of play there.
Okay.
I think next year it's going to get a little. Every year we get more participation.
I dig it.
So the thing is, it's 100% payback after you pay your Tourney X fee and your PayPal fee.
Okay.
I do this 100% for free. Ketch makes nothing off of it. Actually, Ketch is doing coins for the winners this year.
Oh, that's cool.
So we're going to be giving away coins at the end of the season. In the off season, we're going to be making all the coins to give away to all the winners. But it's 100% payback. There's nobody making a dime off any of this.
That's awesome.
It was just something we came up with, and we said, hey, this will be great. I've probably sold more boards than anybody I know without even knowing.
Yeah, right.
Of course, I'm guilty of having, I think, 9 or 10 boards myself.
Yeah. Yeah, well, sometimes you might catch a double and need 2 boards.
Well, it's the new colors. They come out, I'm like, oh, I need that one.
Yeah, right.
Oh, wait, I didn't know. And then my wife, she's like, well, I really want a purple one. I was like, well, you can have mine. And then when the purple boards were released, they were originally released for the team, for the Challenge Cup.
Yep.
And then my board comes with my name on it, and I was like, well, I guess I have to buy you a purple board, huh?
That's funny. I dig it, man. I know when I messaged Duke over the winter, I was like, hey, man, can you do a board with my logo? And he's like, well, depends how intricate it is. And I'm like, it's pretty basic. He's like, well, I did Average Dave Outdoors logo on there, and that was pretty complicated. So if it's easier than that, no problem.
if it's a black and white logo,
yep,
he can do it without a problem.
Yep. Yeah, no, he did it up for me, no problem. So.
Yeah, if you get in those boards where it has the shading and all that, it gets complicated for him because it's a laser. It's not going to make different colors.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we covered that when we had Duke on. He talked about that, and I believe per mine and Duke's conversation, I'm calling you out, Duke. He's putting the Paddle and Fin logo on the Ketch website, so if any of you guys listening want a Paddle and Fin logo on your Ketch board, it should be available on the website. If not, it's coming soon. So, yeah, no, definitely cool, man. So, getting back to the Ketch Photo Release tournaments, so you said the end of the season's winding down now. When is the season going to start in 2020?
We're going to shoot for April.
Okay.
Around the first week. being in the Midwest is where we try and start the whole country at the same time.
Gotcha.
I don't want to start it in February where only the southern guys can fish, and then they're going to be running all the way to September just like we are.
Right.
So it gives them those extra months.
Sure.
So we'll probably start beginning April. I know. I think every year I've been able to fish the end of March in Illinois.
Yeah, usually.
I've been wearing snowsuits doing it, but I've been able to do it.
Yeah, I think I fished in January this year. We had that warm
this year
day.
Was different. Like, Dusty and I were out on Black Friday this year. Or last year, I should say.
Yeah, yep.
We went and met up, and that's where my previous personal best was 21.5, and Dusty and I went out fishing, and it's a jerkbait bite, and he's catching fish. I kid you not, this guy is catching fish 3 to my 1.
Yeah, oh yeah, I believe it.
And we are fishing the same exact flat. It was crazy, and I didn't care. I was just having fun. We were hanging out. We were having a good time.
Sure.
And then I said, hey, man, I'm going to cut out. It's Black Friday. I'm going to go meet up with some of the guys to do some other stuff. And I turned back and went probably 100 yards from him. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to fish this one spot real quick. And he heard me screaming across the lake. So I threw the jerkbait out, and I get about 2 twitches, and the rod loaded up, and I thought I had a tree.
Oh, man.
And it ended up being a 21.75.
Oh, nice.
So I beat my best again. I was like, well, that's good. I have a 21.75 for my personal best now. And he came over. He pulled out his phone. He started videoing right away for me. It was great.
That's awesome.
And then this spring, I actually beat that again. I did a KBF one-night stand. And for those that don't know, that runs from 6 p.m. to 8 a.m. on one night.
Yeah, right.
And as you know, Mazonia, like most places in Illinois, they close at sunset.
Right.
So I got out at 6 o'clock. It was raining. It was cold. And I think about 8 minutes in, I caught a 22.
Oh, wow.
And I was freaking out so much because I was also fishing an online event. So I texted Alan. I'm like, hey, can I beach my kayak to take this picture? Because I don't want to lose this fish.
Right.
And I caught that fish. I took all my pictures. I let her go. And I spun around back out and caught a 17.5.
Nice.
And ended up winning the one-night stand, which it punched my ticket to the national championship, the 10 Invitational, everything.
That's awesome.
So,
dude.
yeah, I can't wait till next year because I'm ready to catch a 22-25 now.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you're going to the NC, man, Gunnersville, I mean, I don't think...
Oh, I can't wait. Well, before that, I have the 10 Invitational for KBF is in Kissimmee, Florida this year.
They're not holding it at Binnville?
No, this year it's going to be down in Kissimmee.
Interesting.
It was hush-hush at first, and then Chad did a video, and you could see in the backdrop the KBF banner that he had, and it had Kissimmee on the back. And a lot of people were like, hey, what's that mean? And then it came out about a week later that that's where we were going to be.
Nice.
Which, for me, middle of January, go to Florida, I'm in.
Yeah, heck yeah, man. Yeah, I'm not sure if I qualified for that one or not. But if I did, I will be there. I dig it.
Well, this year, when the 10 Invitational came this year, it was the same exact week you guys had that Siberia cold front where it was negative 60 here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember that. Mm-hmm.
Duke and I were in Florida, and we got up in the morning, and it was 29 degrees in northern Florida.
Oh, jeez.
We get to the boat ramp. I'm wearing jeans and a hoodie.
Yeah.
And guys are like full snowsuits. I'm like, well, this ain't too bad.
You could tell who's from the north and who's from the south when it's cold in Florida. That's for sure.
Yeah, no kidding.
That's awesome, man. Very cool. So, Ketch Photo Release tournaments. What's the entry fee looking like?
$25.
Oh, come on, guys. Oh. You spend more than that at
Everybody,
McDonald's now.
Yeah, everybody knows that, Tourney X is $5 per angler.
Yep.
Which I don't even have a problem with it. Dwayne has an awesome setup. I've been running his beta testing app for the past couple months.
Okay.
Where I can literally, if I like this weekend I was fishing, I caught a fish, I took a picture of it. I get on my phone, I upload it to 3 tournaments at the same time.
Ooh.
Yeah, you're not going to have to do it anymore with that individual. one fish, one tournament, one fish, one tournament. I literally clicked all 3 tournaments, hit upload, entered my fish, punched it through. It went through in like 3 seconds. It actually gave you feedback like 2.8 or 2.9 seconds.
I love the sounds of that. That is very cool.
Dwayne is very dedicated to making Tourney X work, and I love it.
Absolutely, man. That is killer. I thought I heard something that was in the works. I wasn't sure, but I'm liking that. That is going to make
there's
life
something else in the
super
works,
easy.
but I'm not allowed to indulge what it is yet.
Oh, come on.
But
Spill the
everybody's
beans.
I can tell you there's something even better coming, but I just can't tell you what it is.
I dig it, man. That's cool.
But Dwayne he's dedicated to making the angler happy.
That's awesome. Yeah, I know that's been a struggle for a lot of guys, just because if you're fishing, for instance, yourself, you're fishing a KBL online challenge, a Ketch Photo Release challenge, a KBF challenge. Now you got to go through and upload one fish to all 3 platforms.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
that just takes time,
I'd go fishing in Mazonia, and if I have several 5-fish tournaments going,
yeah,
I'd have to get a notepad out.
Yeah.
And I sit there like, okay, let me upload all my fish to this one. Okay, upload my fish to this one. And yeah, it's hectic.
No, that's cool, man. I love the sounds of that.
There's nothing you can do about when you're at a lake with no service. That is what it is. Blame your cell phone company, not the website or the app.
Right.
We've all been through that before, where you're out there trying to upload fish and you can't. I mean, it happens. Absolutely.
I dig it, man. That's very cool. So, starting the season in April, it'll be every month, and then that's going to go till September next year?
Yeah, so what we do is we do a 7 or 9 day tournament. It'll start on Saturday morning.
Okay.
It'll run through the weekend, all through the week, and the following weekend, and that Sunday night.
Gotcha.
And those are what we call the points events. So first place will get 50 points, second place 49 points, and so on and so on.
Okay.
And whoever the bottom finisher is, then that's what everybody in the bottom gets.
I gotcha.
And then we'll do that for 9 days, and then one weekend, or it'll be a 2-day or a 1-day, we'll do a special one-off event. We're like, okay, it's your best 5, but the minimum length is 15 inches.
Okay.
Or we'll do, it's 10 fish over 12 inches, fun events.
Yeah. Right.
Because sometimes you just get out and have fun. Don't even worry about if you're going to win money.
Yeah, right. Well, that's the most important.
And come on, $25 or $30 a month.
Yeah.
I blow more than that at a gas station on beef jerky in a week.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I got that problem too, my friend.
Oh, yeah, dude. I love red meat. I can't help it.
Yeah, I hear you, dude. I hear you. No, that's awesome, man. I dig it. I love the format. I love the inexpensiveness of it. And not only that, man, it's another way for folks to get out on the water. And not only that, I know, the podcast is mostly geared towards kayak fishing, but guys in boats can participate, guys in float tubes, whatever. I mean, that's cool that you're opening it up. I know there's another tournament series that's similar that allows shore fishing and all that kind of stuff. But I mean, catch only boards. I dig it.
We tried the bank fishing.
Okay.
And it's public knowledge we did it for part of the year, and then we had some issues that came up, and it wasn't just private property issues. It was we had problems with people uploading and they're showing their location a mile from a public lake. And you do what you can to deal with it, and you call the people. There was times where I actually physically spent my own time and money to drive out to places to look at it in Illinois.
Okay.
And it got to a point where it gets hectic really quick.
Sure.
When you have other people, emailing me as the director saying, "Hey, I don't think this is legal," I do my due diligence, but
right.
It got to a point where, like I said, we don't make a dime off this.
Right.
So when I'm spending my own time to look for things, at that point, it's like, what? I talked to Duke. We have a couple of judges around the country that look at pictures with me.
Sure.
And I'm like, what? We're just going to stop the bank fishing this year.
I dig it, man. I dig it.
It is what it is.
I hear you, man. I mean, that's the one thing I know. We've talked to a few tournament directors and stuff here on the podcast, and it's just like, you guys, I think that's the one thing is the folks that are tournament directors, I think a lot of fishermen don't realize all the time and energy that you guys put into putting on events and trying to make it so it's as fair as possible for everyone involved, man. So it's very cool that you take the time out to do that, to put this on for, just, providing some entertainment and an incentive for people to get outdoors and fish. But, not only that, but, checking into things, we've all heard everything that goes on in the online events, so.
And my biggest thing with the KPRs, it's being the team member on Ketch. I'm also the team captain. The things that Ketch does for their team, Duke does for his team.
Yeah.
I have no problem bending over backwards running these events. It's not one of those things where it's like, hey, okay, look, if you get on our team, we're going to give you 10, 20, 30, 40% off the product.
Right.
This guy, he believes in what he does, and he takes care of his people.
Yeah, that's something he definitely touched on the podcast we had him on, and I know him and I have had some private conversations. That's right. You made the comment, like, was that Duke talking? Because there wasn't like a single cuss word that came out of his mouth.
I was so shocked. Me and his wife both, we were like, really? That's it? But that's the thing, like, Duke, I don't know how you explain it. The guy's got a heart of gold.
Absolutely.
And when he has his passion, he believes in helping others strive to achieve their goals. I think that's a good way to put it.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Everybody that's on that team has so much opportunity ahead of them, and Duke is willing to step forward and just put it out there and do what he can to help you.
Heck yeah, man. I know, he talked about that, but I know in some private conversations him and I had, it's the same thing, and you can just by him talking, you can tell where his passion comes from, where his heart's at, and his dedication to the sport. I mean, I know he used to fish or still fishes some muskie tournaments and stuff like that, and he sees how guys struggle there, and then he figured, hey, I can help, my team guys out so they're not going through those same struggles. And it's cool to see what he's doing and what he's trying to do for the sport, his anglers, and his company. You know what I mean? It's stand-up dude.
There's so much stuff that in the works with Ketch. It's insane when you sit down and talk to him. I mean, he and I will be like, hey, you got a minute to talk? So yeah, no problem. Next thing you know, it's 2 hours later, we're still on the phone.
Yeah.
It's the ideas he has in his head. You never think about it.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I know. I fished with him a couple weeks ago, Labor Day weekend. And
you fished with him one day, and the next day he came down and fished with me.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and that was just it. We were coming in, and he's like, "Yeah, I got to get home, man. I got to do some stuff." And then next thing you know, an hour later, we're finally finishing up our conversation at the boat ramp before he headed home. So, I know exactly what you're talking about there, man. I was like, "I'm not trying to keep you, man." He's like, "No." And then he starts talking about something else, and I'm like, I love getting that opportunity to talk with people like himself, and Duke has been a stand-up guy since the first time I met him, man. So, yeah, kudos to Duke and Ketch and the Ketch team, man. I mean, I don't know, I'm jazzed up.
Oh,
I'm always looking for what's next.
I'm amped for 2020, and 2019's not even done yet.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I know that's one thing he's been talking about as well, man. So, yeah, it's cool, man. I dig it. One thing we wanted to talk about too was this upcoming charity event for Bass Rods. I know or Bent Rods Club. If you guys are here in the Midwest, I know there's a charity event coming up. I know you're a part of that. Why don't you tell everybody about that?
So, Bent Rods Bass Club, we're here in Illinois, obviously. I've been a member for, like I said, 5 to 7 years. I can't remember. I've been on the board for several years. Every year, a board member picks a charity, and we host a charity tournament, and 100% of the proceeds from that tournament go to this charity. So this year I was asked to run the tournament. So we're going to be doing a tournament October 5th on Banner Marsh. I have permits for entire Banner Marsh, not just one lake.
Oh, wow.
And you can go register at tourneyx.com, or if you're, how do you put it, technologically challenged, I am willing to work with you, and we will get you registered, and I will work with you on my computer and get your fish in.
Okay.
100% of the entry fees and the raffle fees and everything is going to go to Will and Grundy County Helpline, which is for suicide and depression awareness and prevention.
Very cool.
It's something I hold close to my heart. Several members hold close to their hearts. I've reached out to many companies. We have all kinds of donations from, bait packs to Kistler rods. I have an Argon Kistler rod to give away. It's $220 value. I have a DeWalt tool set, cordless tool set, valued over $500 when we're raffling off.
Oh, wow.
The winner will be getting a catch board, custom engraved with whatever they want, and some other gifts. We're doing everything we can to raise money for this. It's not just for suicide and depression. Like purple is the color for suicide and depression awareness. Yep. It's also for overdose awareness, drug awareness. I lost a daughter this year to an overdose. It's something that a lot of us hold really close to our hearts.
Amen, brother. I mean, I lost a good friend this year as well. He battled a nasty heroin addiction, finally got clean, and then died of a heart attack in his sleep, man. And I don't know. I found out the night before the first tournament of the year that I fished at Banner Marsh for Great Lakes Kayak Fishing League or Series, and man, I'm getting like goosebumps right now just talking about it. But
I feel you right now, man.
It's suicide, drug overdose. I mean, especially nowadays, man, with this heroin and the fentanyl and all that crap. And I know we're kind of going off subject here, guys, but this is kind of an important thing, man, what's going on in our country right now.
You look at any of the jersey, I'm wearing this year.
Yeah.
Whether it's my jersey I started the year with or the jersey I wear now, there's a purple ribbon on the front of my jersey. The beginning of the year, it was just a purple ribbon. The jerseys I had made up to finish my year are the purple ribbon to say Justine for my daughter.
That's awesome.
It's something, and then several club members, they've all dealt with things like this before too.
Sure.
So we just want to raise as much money as we can to help these charities be there to answer the phones to talk to these people.
Heck yeah, man. Absolutely, dude.
Whether you're on the verge of thinking about it, or you're a former addict or an addict that's thinking about going back to it, just have somebody you can call.
Yeah, absolutely, man. That's the most important thing, man. My buddy I lost, once he got clean, that's what he dedicated the last 2 years of his life to, man. Anybody that called him, he would drive 3, 4, 6, 12 hours to go pick him up and help him get help, and it's an important thing, man. So I'm going to say this right now, man. We'll talk about it after we finish up here, but I want to help you out with that. So we'll figure out what that means. But
that sounds great. And
yeah.
And for anybody listening, if you're battling with anything, you just need somebody to talk to.
Yeah, man.
Find me. I'm all over Facebook, David Brooke or Average Dave Outdoors. You just need somebody you say, hey, dude, I'm not feeling right. Just get a hold of me.
Same here, man. Absolutely. That's powerful, bro. I love it. So, you guys, if you're in the Midwest, you're traveling through the Midwest beginning of October, man, this is a great cause to help support.
Even if you can't get out here and fish October 5th, it's on tourneyx.com. You go to Ketch Photo Release tab. It's right there at Bent Rod Cherry Tournament. It's a $25 entry. Donate $25.
Heck yeah.
I know it won't hurt you at all.
Yeah, I know a lot of folks just did that for Jackson tournament. I know I did that. I didn't fish it at all.
And I threw up 3 fish that I happened to catch this weekend. And I even mentioned, like, dude, so I'm going to register. I don't know if I have time to fish.
Yeah.
But I'm going to register.
Yep.
It's $25. Like I said, we spend that on beef jerky in a week.
Yep. I did the same thing,
I know,
man.
I spend that on Monster Energy drinks in a week.
I'll tell you what, I probably spend that on coffee in 2 days. So, I'm not going to lie. But, yeah, man, I think it's a great cause. And, like Dave said, man, if you guys just want to sign up just to help contribute, please do so. I mean, that's huge. $20 can go a long way for the cause he's talking about. So if you all can help, that would be awesome. Definitely awesome. So very cool, man. So what's the rest of your tournament schedule look like for the rest of the season, my friend? You got anything else cooking?
If all goes well, when we get off the phone, hopefully the final results are up, and I'm going to find out if I'm fishing the Crossroads Classic in 2 weeks.
Very cool.
If I did not qualify for it, I will be there anyway, because Ketch is doing the barbecue after day one.
Yep.
And I told Duke I'll be there. If I don't qualify, we're just going to go out and fish and have fun all day anyway.
I dig it.
Then, let's see, I have a break for a couple weeks. Then October, I'll be up in La Crosse for the Trail Series Championship and the Challenge Series Championship.
I will be there as well. I'm following you around, so be ready.
Shoot, I've never even been there. But then again, looking at my statistics for the year, KBL, Rock Lake.
Yep.
I was on my way to pre-fish that, and Bent Rods had a tournament that Saturday on my way up there, and I was going up the highway. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go fish Bent Rods today. So I didn't pre-fish that tournament either.
Nice.
And I ended up placing third in that tournament.
That's awesome. Well, there you go, man. There's your key to success. No pre-fishing.
Yeah,
Just drive out the night before, and you'll take third.
Well, let me tell you what I did this weekend, and you'll probably get a laugh at this. My wife was hysterical laughing at me probably. So I recently bought another vehicle just for all this traveling that I do.
Yeah.
And I have a Trailblazer I use just for work now.
Okay.
So Friday night, I'm at the hotel tying baits, and I opened up the back of my truck, and I went, I have no crankbaits. I have no jigs. I don't have 90% of my soft plastics. So I text the wife, and she goes, how do you do this? She goes, you do this so much, it should all be in your truck. I said, yes, Melissa, it is in my truck. It's in my Trailblazer.
Yeah, I think we've all been there, man.
So I got through this, and then pre-fishing, I got a little bit of a bite. So literally every keeper I caught this weekend came on one pack of soft plastics that I had with me that the fish wanted to bite. I was like, the end would get messed up. I would bite it off and rehook it to keep using it.
Yeah.
So I think I finished 11th.
Oh, wow, man.
I did that on one pack of soft plastics.
That's crazy.
It was stupid crazy.
That's crazy.
Like, I was driving home yesterday. I'm thinking, I'm like, literally, I just finished this with 8 baits.
That's nuts. So I know we talked about this on Susie's podcast, and you guys stayed in a castle down there for the KBL championship. Do we got any stories from the castle? You want to
I would
throw
love
it?
to give you stories, but
Yeah.
Dave did not stay at the castle.
Yeah.
So here's what happened. So my wife Melissa, who is she is my biggest supporter.
Heck yeah, man.
Even when I'm having a down day and I'm pre-fishing, I can't find fish, she'll be like, "Well, stop it. You know what to do. Just do it." She travels with me a lot, and the castle is going to be a certain price per person.
Okay.
So I wasn't sure if she was going with me or not, so I ended up booking a hotel. And so I ended up staying there. Dusty ended up at the same hotel as me. Rob Secondi was at the hotel. Sean Lahaney was at the hotel. So we had a good time there. I don't want to broadcast everything, but it was a good time.
Sure. I dig it.
The castle, yeah, I've heard stories about the castle. I've seen pictures of my buddy Glinka standing on top of this castle.
I saw that today.
I mean, rumor has it he only had 2 spotted cows before he got giggling and stood on top of the castle, but I can't verify that.
That's too funny, man. Oh, that's too funny. Yeah, I saw the picture, too.
Even our T-shirts from the championship have the castle on the back. It was pretty good.
That's awesome. That is
awesome.
But
speaking of Susie, Susie joined Team Ketch last week.
Oh, is that official now?
That is official. I was given the honor of calling her. I've been wanting to get her on team, and like I said, we're very picky with the team, and we don't just throw people on it.
Yep.
So she was fishing Great Lakes, and I texted her, said, "Hey, are you busy?" She's like, "Why? What's up?" And then I officially told her, and she was ecstatic.
That's awesome, man. She, so I saw her right before she went up to Great Lakes, and congrats, Susie. That's awesome. And she was like, I was talking about fishing with Duke, and she's like, yeah, I'm hoping they put me on that Ketch team. And Duke had kind of told me, and I was like biting my tongue as Susie's telling me this. And I'm like, okay, yeah. I'm like, it'll happen, Susie. Duke would be a fool not to take you.
She mentioned it to me early this season. She was interested.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And being the place I am on the team, I have a little bit of pull with Duke. And we talked, but he's like, dude, he goes, yes, I want her on the team.
Heck yeah.
So we had to wait till the timing was right.
Yeah, no, I hear you, man. Yeah, that's what Duke told me as well, and that's awesome. I'm glad I don't have to bite my tongue anymore.
When you talk to her again, ask her about a muskie biting her finger.
Yeah, I saw that too. I'm sure on her next podcast, which will be next week, we'll hear all about that. And I
get a text message. Do you have tape or a Band-Aid?
That poor girl just got done pulling 2 hooks out of her leg or something when she was up in Minocqua for the Great Lakes event. Now she's getting bit up by muskie. What's next, Susie?
Oh, well, yeah. Well, I don't want to know what's next.
Yeah, right.
Otter Lake was rough on people. Pootie.
Yep.
Yeah, Pootie caught a crankbait with his face.
Oh no!
He gets back to the ramp and we're talking. And he's like, yeah, I got a crankbait stuck, and I look because he's got a beard.
Yeah.
And I look, I'm like, there's a treble hook in his face.
Oh, Jesus.
He called Glinka over because Glinka was near him to cut the split ring.
Oh, man.
So I was like, dude, come to my truck. I have side cutters. We'll cut the other hooks off so you don't hook yourself again.
Oh, jeez.
So yeah, Saturday night, I guess he went to the hospital to have a hook removed from his face.
Oh,
Otter Lake was brutal on people, man.
Oh, man. Watch out, folks. If you're planning on signing up for Kayak Bass League next year, it might be a medical emergency type tournament.
You might get hurt. Yeah, bring a first aid kit.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Super glue. Super glue's great.
Yeah. That's crazy, man. Well, dude, we're winding down here. Is there anything else you wanted to cover, my friend? I think...
there's one thing I want to bring up for anybody that needs a kayak, a Jackson, a new canoe. J-Diz Fishing, who's also a KBL sponsor.
Yeah.
He's also my new canoe dealer and my personal sponsor. That guy can get you anything you want.
Heck yeah, man.
I can go through a list of companies that have put me where I am now. I wouldn't be where I am without Ketch right now.
Yeah, absolutely, dude.
Dakota Lithium.
Yeah.
I had some issues with I don't want to brand bash, another type of motor that goes on your kayak. I had an issue at the national championship, and I had a spare Minn Kota with me. And Dakota stepped up and said, Dave, here's a 50 amp hour battery. Take it out tomorrow, try it, have fun with it. And I never looked back since then. And right now I've got 50 amp hour, I've got 170 amp hour I just installed. I do not have power problems.
Yeah,
I'll tell you that
I would say you definitely don't, my friend.
I am the bright lime green kayak you see across the lake even in the dark.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Obviously, Never Lost lanyards. Who you get a free one with every catch board.
Yep.
Everybody that knows me knows I'm Team New Canoe. I'm hardcore Team New Canoe. Kistler rods. It's the only rod I own.
Very cool.
And Luz, if you're listening, I'm looking for Luz to sign these reels. If they don't sign me, I'm just going to keep buying them anyway.
Let's go, Luz. Get on board.
I'm telling you, Luz is the only reel I use. Some people are really hardcore Shimano, but Luz has served me very well the past couple of years. I mean, I've been in the kayak 2 years now, and I've done very well for myself just with Luz reels.
Heck yeah, man.
yeah, I could go on and on with the companies that, even ones I don't represent, like JB's Fish Sauce.
Yeah.
That's the only scent I use. I'm not on staff with him. I've been using it since James started his business.
Very cool.
Before he even had a page, he was advertising, and I bought some, and I've never looked back. I marinate for months. By the way, guys, put all your baits in a Ziploc, add some JBs, get her good for a month or two. They're phenomenal.
Interesting. I dig it. Okay.
But again, I want to throw it out to my biggest supporter, my wife, Melissa.
Hell yeah, man.
She's there's weekends like this weekend. I got home from work Thursday. I left Friday morning at 3:30, came home last night, and she's tired as can be. She works full-time as well, and she's looking at me, listening to my stories. Whether she wants to hear them or not, she acts interested.
Yeah, that sounds like my wife,
She
too.
also paddles a new canoe, by the way.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
And she bass fished. She caught a 19.5 last year.
Oh, that's sweet. Very cool, man.
And she's only able to get out a fraction of the time compared to me.
I hear you.
But it's like that tournament last weekend for Shabanoff for bent rods.
Yeah.
She drove up there with me, and she just paddled around that day while I was fishing.
That's awesome, dude. That's awesome. I dig it. I dig it, man. Very cool.
That's about all I got. I'm sure I'm missing somebody, and I'll probably get a message after this airs. Hey, you didn't mention me, but I'm sorry if I didn't mention you. I'm really tired from this weekend. It's got to be after 10 o'clock at night right now.
Yeah, I hear you, dude. No, that's cool, man. I always forget to shout out a few people here and there, dude. They know you're thinking about them. But
oh yeah, there's companies out there that believe in things, and I've said it before, and people know me. If I don't believe in a company, I won't put my name behind it.
Absolutely, man.
I'm not a 20%er, what they call them. I don't care if you're going to offer me 30, 40, 50% off your product. If it's not me, I'm not gonna back it.
Absolutely, man. Very cool, dude. If you had to, last question for you, man. If you had to give one piece of advice to a new to tournament fisher person.
One piece, huh?
One piece.
Well, go in it, have fun.
There you go.
Don't worry about winning. Just have fun. If somebody would have told me years ago, it does not matter if you win or lose. Make sure you spend that day having fun. Remember why you started fishing.
Absolutely.
I didn't start fishing to win money. The money's a bonus when you win it.
Absolutely.
I started fishing because I enjoyed doing it.
Heck yeah, man.
And that's something that, I'll say it again, my wife has had to tell me before. You started doing this because you like it.
Yeah.
You enjoy it. It brings you joy.
Heck yeah, man.
And then the only other thing I want to say is just tell your family you love them.
Absolutely, man.
Friends and family, you can't go through life without them.
Absolutely. Very cool, man. I dig it.
Yep, I appreciate you having me on, man.
Yeah, no, we appreciate you taking the time out, man. Very much, dude. This was good conversation. You guys get ready for next season's Ketch Photo Release tournaments. We're going to be covering those over at the Reel Down. Again, if you guys are going to be anywhere in the vicinity of Illinois, the beginning of October, get signed up for that Bent Rods tournament. Again, great cause. Yeah, thanks again, man, for taking the time out. Real quick, guys, don't forget to check out the website. Got all the updates done. Got blogs flowing over there. We got the host gear lined up on there. Bios, show schedule, all that good stuff. Don't forget to check out the paddle and fin gear. If you guys got a question, comment, want to hear from a future guest like Dave tonight, feel free to email us at paddle, the letter N, and fin @gmail.com. And shout out to our show supporters, Rocktown Adventures, Leveling Canoe and Kayak, Hammered Lures, Fish Mob Lures, TRC Covers, and Jigmaster Jigs. And don't forget about the plastics recycling program, you guys. Take your beat-up used plastics, mail them to the address in the show notes. My man Eric Richards at Hammered Lures will melt those down, make new baits, and donate them to Heroes on the Water. Until next time, guys, tight lines and smooth paddling.
Bye.